everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. It's me, the Cup Man. Jason is a cup with, say your name, for God's sake, please say your name.
Mac.
Yep, that's her.
Why did you start off asking me to say my name like if I didn't you would die in like a hostage situation? What was that?
I don't know,
Please do it. They're gonna shoot me.
Dude, please, for the love of God. Welcome back to our little, okay, well, sorry, my
Welcome back to the
just, oh! Welcome back to our, podcast, What Movies Do You Like? This time, we are going to be talking about two movies, but before that, I figured we could just chat for a little bit. Not for too long, just for a little bit. I have a topic that I found kind of interesting to talk about.
No way.
Yeah.
Spill the tea, sis.
Don't say it like that. Don't say it like that.
Why?
I don't know. So there has been two movies that have been exposed for using AI in the span of one day.
Oh wait, really?
Yeah. And I figured to talk about it. I don't know why. Just I thought it'd be interesting to give our 2 cents, despite the fact by the time we upload this, it'll probably be like weeks since this has happened. So
yeah,
I figured,
at least two.
yeah. By the time we're recording this, these two things were like told like literally just yesterday. So the first one is the new Civil War film by Alex Garland.
Oh yeah, the one that looks so like dumb.
Yeah. In case you don't know, A24 released posters that are all AI generated. Every single one of them is not. All of them. Like, the initial posters themselves are not AI generated. Unless, maybe they are? I don't know. But the ones they just posted on their Instagram recently, they are AI generated. Which is really weird, to say the least. I'm not gonna pretend like A24 is like some perfect saint and like they never make a wrong decision, but like, they really thrive on like indie projects and like giving like independent filmmakers like a voice. That it feels so weird that they would do like the biggest like anti-art thing imaginable for like their biggest movie right now.
I'm gonna be honest, I think the whole movie is the biggest anti-art thing that they've done.
Really? I haven't seen it.
I've seen so many like ads and posts about it.
I do
just
remember
like different clips. It's like what, California and some other place against like, it's like the government versus the people, but then there's like another one. Yeah, California and Texas and the government. Something like that. And it's like, it's just, from what I've seen, it's just like the Purge but political. More political than the Purge.
I was gonna say the Purge is political.
I was like, wait a minute. Without the horror movie part and more guns.
More guns somehow.
Yeah.
I haven't seen either. I've definitely seen
Purge
trailers.
Movies, it's like, it's us against them, and they're wrong, but we don't know why they're fighting them. We don't know why we were fighting them, really, but we know that they're not on our side.
We just got it, dude.
That's basically what every ad for this movie is.
I've heard like criticisms with that film. That's the main thing I've heard.
Also,
about.
It kind of seems like it's white people versus every minority. It's like, what is this movie? I'm so confused on who is fighting who.
That is a very bold claim.
It's the one that was like, oh, this guy's an immigrant.
Get him.
We gotta shoot him.
Take him out.
It's like, what is this movie?
I haven't seen it. It's probably not that. I doubt that in this day and age you would be easily able to make a movie that obviously racist.
Oh, it's not.
What do you?
I don't know.
What?
It's so confusing.
Okay.
It's just like, wow.
But what are your thoughts on the whole poster situation, like them?
Oh, I gotta see the poster.
It's on their Instagram. It's their recent post,
okay.
unless they deleted it.
A24 is for.
Yeah, A24's Instagram.
Instagram.
Instagram. I am like legit just surprised about the whole concept in general because like I remember when those like strikes were happening with AI replacing like actors and stuff. Like A24 was like one of the first, like maybe not one of the first, but they were easily able to like negotiate with the strikers and like agree with their terms.
Is it like every poster in this slide of posters?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Like some of these landmarks aren't even American. What the heck?
Dude, the one that has like the giant ass like swan in it looks so weird.
Yeah. And in like the third slide, I'm pretty sure that like big archway thing, I'm pretty sure that's in France. I could be wrong. There could be a similar one in America, but I'm pretty sure that's a French landmark. Funny. That's like near the Eiffel Tower.
To get into the second thing, Netflix, there's a recent like true crime documentary that came out called What Jennifer Did, and what they did is they used AI to show Jennifer being like happy or something before the incident when there was no pictures of it, which is really, really bad. It's like I haven't read too deep into that one, mainly because I haven't heard much people discussing about it compared to like the Civil War and even the Late Night with the Devil situation. But like that is fucking insane how they would like legit go that bold.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it and like I don't know. She's got like the happy version has like a weird like phantom Squidward thing going on with her cheek.
Like that the truth or dare smile.
She looks like. No, I'm talking about like her cheek. It's got like the ultra defined like cheekbone line, like in like the side of her cheek, not where it should be. And like the hair is like being sucked into that a little bit.
That's pretty. Man, I really wonder like how companies are going to be using AI in film because like that's crazy how like 2 of this was just like commonly like released out in the public in like the span of 1 day. Like when is it gonna be where they just downright like do AI with actors and that like they just do like Woody Harrelson? Go ahead.
I've found at least 2 pictures of her smiling.
Yeah.
I found at least 2 pictures of her smiling. They didn't have to do AI.
No.
Of course, this one's like really washed out, so maybe that's why they wouldn't do it. But like the other one's fine. The first one's fine.
I don't know.
I'll just send them to you.
Oh yeah, that's the post. That's the post. I think the one next to it is AI. If I'm right.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, the one next to the
yeah,
poster.
The fingers are real weird.
Yeah, the fingers are weird. Like, AI has terrifyingly gotten better with fingers, but they still can really suck at it.
They're like she's doing, okay, for the viewers at home, she's doing like 2 peace signs. And her fingers in the peace sign pose are normal, but her fingers that are down are kind of like skinny and blended into each other.
Yeah, it's like she's got
but this other one that's like washed out, like black and white, I feel like they could have just got a professional to touch up the picture, make it like not black and white, and then that would be perfectly fine. That or they could have just got the actor that plays her in the documentary. Isn't this like a thing with actors?
No, I think it's like there's
just
like
a documentary.
real thing. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I'm not.
What Jennifer did cast. Oh, but it's real people. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, that's what most documentaries do. They list the people as themselves.
Honestly, the red mugshot just goes hard.
Okay.
If they just had the red mugshot by itself.
The red mug. Red Meg.
Oh wait, I think this one would have been okay.
Mac is now just sharing pictures of Jennifer.
Jennifer Pan. No, not really.
I was gonna say maybe not. Do not shout out her. It says you're typing. Are you actually typing right now?
No, I accidentally hit a key on my keyboard and I deleted it.
Man, that is still fucking crazy though. Like, I'm not surprised Netflix did it though, because they're fucking lazy slogs. They'll do anything to save money. But man,
but like I thought the documentaries would have integrity.
I feel like no matter what, they'll just be like, we need money and just do cut corners in order to get more bread.
If you guys want a great Netflix documentary, I think maybe the best Netflix documentary. I really haven't watched that many Netflix documentaries, but I'm gonna say this one's the best because it's gotta be. Watch Don't F with Cats. It's so good.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's about Luca Magnotta. Well, it's about the Facebook users that tracked him down.
Yeah.
We could have avoided the whole one man, one ice pick thing, but I guess being really epic and saying this guy will kill people before he kills people is just not good evidence for the police. But go watch it.
That's all I really have to say for the little situation there. Just fucking crazy. The future of movies, yay! Is someone please start a studio where if you suggest doing like AI, you get like taken out back and shown that? Maybe don't do that, but just don't. Just please. Stop.
There's a Law and Order Toronto. Sorry, I just discovered a new show. Oh, it started in 2024. Okay, yeah.
Besides that, is there anything you'd like to say during the intro segment, Mac? Anything you want to say in particular?
No, not that I can think of.
Alright, so in that case, why don't we talk about, the movies. The movies themselves.
Oh, I will say.
Go ahead.
O.J. Simpson's Ford Bronco has been loaned out to the Alcatraz East American Crime Museum in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and it's been loaned out. But now, the owners of his Bronco are selling it. We got to cash out since he died. So I don't know what that means for the fate of it being at the museum still. It probably will be removed if it gets bought by somebody and they want to keep it, So
in case you were wondering
if you want to go check that out. They also have Ted Bundy's car. They have all kinds of stuff. It's really
Dude, I'm whipping that Ted Bundy whip.
Dude, they're gonna have a JFK conspiracy exhibit soon. That's so cool.
What are you reading right now?
Museum. I'm not reading it. I looked it up the other day because I've been to the museum before and I didn't realize that they
of course you have
had that many temporary exhibit. That's cool.
You want to get into the first film?
Yeah.
Alright, so to go alphabetically, since that's what we've been doing, we'll go into my pick. Buffalo 66, released in 1998. This was directed, written, produced, starring, and composed by the same guy, Vincent Gallo. The story basically follows Billy Brown, pretty much immediately after he was released from prison, and the first 10 minutes he's just trying to find somewhere to piss badly. That's the first 10 minutes of the movie, just him really trying to find somewhere to piss. Along the way, he goes into a tap dance where he meets Layla, played by Christina Ricci, and after a phone call after Billy gets on a phone call with his mom, he kidnaps Layla in order to pretend to be his wife to make him look good. Along the way, Billy Brown is trying to get revenge on who he claims to be the guy. God, I don't know why I'm stumbling. The guy who he claims to be the reason he was put into prison in the first place. All happens in one night. The craziest one night ever.
Craziest one night stand.
Okay, it was not a one night stand, but I thought this film was very, very intriguing. I can't say I've seen a film like this before, and overall enjoyed it, despite not fully loving it. And what did you think, Mac?
What an uncomfortable movie. It's
Yeah.
so awkward. I feel like it was
It is a very, very awkward movie.
You ever been third wheeling someone and they get into an argument and you just kind of sit there?
I haven't been in that situation, but I can imagine how awful that would be.
Imagine that for almost 2 hours.
I'm imagining that, but it's you're a seventh wheel, so all the couples are arguing, and you're just sitting there, not knowing what to do.
Imagine that, but Vincent Gallo has to pee for most of the movie.
There is a lot of times where Vincent Gallo is just going to the bathroom.
He spends a solid 20 or 30 minutes either in the bathroom or
trying to find a bathroom.
Or pissing on the ground outside.
This is the most I've seen toilets in a movie since I watched Perfect Days.
Yeah, wait, is there a toilet in the bathroom trap in Saw 1?
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably the most I've seen a toilet, but it's the same toilet, so.
Yeah, this has different toilets. This discussion has already gone really fucking stupid. What are your thoughts on the visual look of this film? Because I feel like that's what a good amount of people talk about with it.
Okay, so a lot of the shots were good, but man, that at the start where he's running around looking for the toilet, there were so many weird these weird cuts and edits, and I was just this is terrible. Is this how the whole movie's gonna be? But luckily it wasn't. So.
Are you talking the bus scene in particular?
Yeah, when he's running in the bus stop area? I don't know, it's an indoor area. Maybe it's a mall.
Oh, no, I was talking about when he was in the bus.
Oh, nah. After he gets off the bus.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on with the editing there. I don't know what the style choice was for that.
It was he was rubber banding in a video game.
He was.
I was what is this?
Vincent Gallo was lagging.
His ping was too high.
Too much lag. Yeah, I don't know why it was edited like that. Yeah, I love the way this film looks
shot
overall.
Of Christina Ricci in this movie was great because she's perfect, but there were a lot of shots of just her tits for half a minute straight. You'd just be looking at them. It's okay.
17 years old when filming, by the way.
And he was 37, so.
Yeah. I feel like. Did you do the extra homework where you looked at what Vincent Gallo just about it? We'll talk about that in a bit, but
I did that while I was watching the movie because I saw the scene where he was rubber banding in the wherever he was, and then I was like, that's it. I gotta look up what this guy did.
You forgot what a mall is. I think this was filmed in what's called reverse stock or something. I don't remember the full name. I could probably just look it up right now.
Reverse stock.
Buffalo 66 film time. I don't get, bruh. Tell me.
It's Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah, Stockholm Syndrome. That's what they filmed it with. Just.
No, I was just describing the situation in the movie.
We'll talk about that in a bit. I'm trying to fucking find. Yeah. Where does it say? Yeah, reversal stock. I haven't seen a film that looks like this before. The only one I can kind of compare it to is More Von Keller, which both films have a lot of what photography terms called noise when there's a lot of grading in a movie. But even then, it's very different looking and more Von Keller compared to Buffalo 66. Mainly because like Buffalo 66 is a lot paler in comparison. I think that's the word I want to use. But I really love the way, not only the visual look, but the way shots were framed. I think about that photo booth scene. It had a really creative way it framed the shots.
Yeah.
And there was some times where I liked how Vincent Gallo was able to, for the cinematography, he was able to like do things that were not happening in a literal sense, but sans Undertale, a literal sense, but he was just like, fuck it, this is like cool as hell. Like when those two times when Christina Ricci and Billy's dad had like spotlight on them, on a literal, like literally the spotlight on them.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I thought it was very interesting what happened.
And then Billy was just like, quit dancing.
Stop it, bitch!
He killed the vibe.
He killed the vibe, bruh. What is your thoughts on the characters themselves? Because I feel like that could really get into an interesting discussion. What are your thoughts on Billy Brown?
So, Billy Brown has to be one of the most obnoxious characters I've ever seen in a movie. And then I looked up Vincent Gallo and what he's done, and I was like, this guy probably didn't even think he was making an obnoxious character. He probably thought this guy was cool. And then Layla, I don't know, she's kind of like insane, but she's fun, so... She's
insane,
like,
but fun.
I don't know if she's just like stupid a little bit, or if she's like just crazy. But I kind of vibed with it.
I've heard interpretations with like that dance scene that she had, that she's kind of somebody who kind of just goes with the flow and is like very like not like oh shit what the fuck is happening to me, like I gotta like what's going on right now.
Yeah, I mean she called him like the nicest guy she's ever met, and this takes place in Brooklyn, so
honestly like with how this film mainly explores Billy Brown, I like in the way like Layla
really
is so attracted,
like, dang, girl,
really attracted to him. I wonder like her story really. Like I'm not saying like I want an entire movie just focused on her, but like
Can we get a sequel even though she's 44? Or like a prequel, I guess.
Yeah, it would be a prequel. But yeah, I it's so curious to wonder her side of the story.
I hate
that picture.
As a person with blue eyes, okay, I just want this picture. As a person with blue eyes, I hate when cameras make people's eyes look like unnaturally blue. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, but to get into Billy Brown himself, I find him a very interesting person to watch. Not a sympathetic person, God no, but I can't say I don't find him like intriguing. Like, what the hell is he gonna do next?
Yeah, and at the end he's just like, okay, whatever. It really didn't matter anyway.
We'll get into that later. Don't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they really didn't give anything.
I'm just
unless you watched it.
Whatever. Like he is definitely a very bad person in a sense. He's very rude. He shouts at everybody. He's homophobic, probably. He's well, that bathroom scene. You're telling me he's not homophobic?
No, I'm just wondering why probably was needed. I think the most.
I don't know. I don't know. It's like that one scene and that's it. And
he said the slur and he's not allowed to say it.
And it starts off like you first see him and you're like, okay, why the fuck should I care about anything he does, like at all? But the film slowly reveals itself about why Billy Brown acts the way he does, and at the end, although you may not like Billy Brown still, you at least understand him and his struggles, and I find that to be a very good strength with the movie. I think Vincent Gallo really wrote a very engaging main character to go along. Like regardless what you think about Vincent Gallo, like he definitely at least somewhat knew what he was doing with this movie. I remember reading and like there's a popular a theory that Vincent Gallo based his film off of his like Billy Brown off of his own life because his parents were assholes to him, and apparently like they even said to his face like you can never become an actor because you're so ugly.
They even say something similar to that in the movie.
Yeah, and fun fact: the house that they filmed that Billy Brown goes to his parents, like their house, that was the actual house that Vincent Gallo grew up with.
His family were actually like huge Buffalo Bills fans.
Yeah,
It's just a autobiography.
I really, really, I think particularly I really love how this film handles, grief with Billy Brown because you don't get everything explained to you, but you get enough to the point where you know that he's been through a lot, and I mean a lot of terrible shit.
The way he just stares at the camera kind of gives the vibe that he's been through a lot of stuff.
Yeah, how he was staring like
he's got that traumatic vibe to him. I don't know.
Yeah, like how he stared like so coldly at the camera during the photo booth scene.
Yeah, he's like, we gotta look like we love each other.
And yeah,
unlovingly.
And I have a question I wanted to ask you. So I curious because I read negative reviews about this movie, and a lot of the negative reviews call this film horribly misogynistic without knowing it is, and I was wondering your take on that.
Well, from what we know about Vincent Gallo as a person, yeah. But, I mean, some parts, yeah.
Definitely some parts are definitely meant to be misogynistic. I will say that.
Cause I feel like Layla's character is written kind of like flat.
It is definitely.
Like, oh no, I'm being kidnapped. Let me barely fight back. Okay, I love you now.
It is definitely a Billy Brown movie and not a Layla movie in terms of like who it focuses on. But for what little we got, I found Layla to be a very interesting person as well, mainly just because of how calm.
Christina Ricci.
You really love her.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, this is like the weirdest Addams Family reuniting because not only Christina Ricci's in it, the actress who plays like the mom in the Addams Family movies is in this.
Oh, she's the mom in the. She's his mom too.
Yeah, Billy Brown's mom.
I'm kind of. I know her from her face now. I thought that she was supposed to be like Latina.
I don't know.
This is a redheaded woman.
What, in terms of like spoiler-free scene, what was your favorite scene in the film, like spoiler-free wise?
Not all the scenes where he's peeing.
Glad you had to clarify that.
I like the scene where Layla gets to bowl. That was fun.
Yeah.
I like
and like Billy Brown is just like, yeah, you fucking tried it. You think
he's
it's
like,
so
yeah,
good.
of course, that's what happened. Wow.
Well, honestly, I get that because you know when you like shit talk so badly, like you're so pissed off, and then like they actually do what you've been shit talking about, and you're like, oh, fucking course, god damn it.
Yeah, because he's been like hyped up by the owner. It's just like pro bowler, and he's like getting it good, and then he messes up like once or twice, and it's so over for him.
I'm trying to like think about other stuff in this film, spoiler free wise. It feels like whenever we record for our podcast, like I have plenty of things I think about with talking about with this movie, and then as soon as we record, like boom, it just goes away. It's like a fucking like pop quiz. Like as soon as you start taking the quiz, like all of a sudden all the information is away, like you're gone.
That's happened so many times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whenever you're talking about the like cinematography and stuff, I meant to say, like the movie was made in '98, but like the cameras they use makes it look like it was made like way like earlier. Like it looks old, and I think that's cool.
What are your thoughts on the music in this movie?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember it at all. No, wait, I remember there were like some weird... No, never mind. I'm thinking about... I got that mixed up because I watched like 1.5 movies today.
1.5 movies?
Yeah, because I watched half of, I decided to skip my class and watch half of, All About, what's it called? Lily
All About Lily Chow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, how's that going?
It's pretty good. I'm like exactly halfway through it.
Nice.
Yeah. And there's like some weird little music moments with like certain characters come on screen, I've noticed, but I get that mixed up with this movie, my bad.
I love the music All About Lily Chow, but get back on topic.
Dude, one of the songs I was like, wait a minute, that's from this?
What was it?
Oh man, it's like the only one that had like, I had like a little bit of English.
I see you.
Yeah. I'm saying it like it gets like repeated. Yeah, it's that I see you.
But I love the song "Fools Rush In" this movie. Fools Rush In. That was actually a song, like the vocals, they were sung by his dad, Vincent Gallo.
Whoa, so it's like real.
It's like literal. And it's funny too because Vincent Gallo himself, he denies that like this film is directly about his personal life, but like moments like that, it's like that can't be a fucking coincidence. Like,
I hope there's one part that I hope is not based on his actual life, but we'll get into that in the spoiler.
Oh, it's a spoiler. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
It's a short scene, but it's like, what? Okay.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I'm trying to like fully like think as well with other stuff with this movie, like spoiler free wise. But I honestly think I might say screw it and just combined it with the spoiler discussion. Unless you have anything you'd like to add.
Yeah, I'm good for the spoiler section.
All right. Folks listening to this podcast, we are going to now get into spoilers of Buffalo 66. I would honestly, even if you don't vibe with the movie at first, I would recommend watching with it because there's some crazy shit that happens in that movie that I feel like you should watch for yourself. But just so you don't get spoiled by it by this podcast, skip to this timeline right now. Yada yada yada. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spoiler time, baby. Woo. Go ahead.
You can go first.
I was gonna ask, like, this film, one of the biggest themes about this film is loneliness. I was gonna ask what were your thoughts on how it portrayed loneliness.
It does feel very lonely, because, like, a lot of the shots are, like, empty.
Yeah.
Even the scene that I said was, like, had obnoxious editing, where he's, like, running around looking for a bathroom. There's, like, 2 people there with him.
Well, this was a very, very low-budget movie. It costed, like, $1.5 million to make. It had a budget. It cost that.
So, like, a lot of the shots, there's, like, 1 or 2 people in the frame. And then the rest is, like, empty.
I mean, this is a film that does have good style to it, even if it's, like, made for, like, nickels in the movie business. Now that we're getting into spoiler stuff, what are your thoughts on Billy's parents?
Good. a little crazy, I think.
A
Oh,
little
now I can
crazy.
say the one part I was thinking, oh man, I hope that's not real from his childhood.
The dog.
Whenever his dad like kills that dog.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, that scene was so crazy. I love the. Speaking of like stuff like that, I really love how this film just like goes into like flashbacks. How it appears like as a small square and like closely zooms. That's some really good style in the movie.
Yeah. Layla's like, oh man, this dog is so cute. What a cute puppy. And then
Jesus Christ! The dad rips it like a twig.
It's over here in his Vietnam flashback.
I really love how both of the parents are written, where you understand how both of them tie into like Billy's like two worst traits about him. Because Billy's dad, because of what he did to his dog and him being just a very, very like aggressive person in general, like I'm immediately thinking about like the knife scene in that movie.
Oh yeah.
You can easily like tie that into how Billy gets so short, is like so short tempered. He like shouts and like gets so physical easily. Like,
but then he like apologizes and is like, "Yeah, sorry, I don't know where that came from."
Yeah, like when he, like I'm thinking of the phone calls with Goon.
Oh, that's the thing I was gonna say. I went to the cast and then I saw Rocky the Goon as one of the characters. I was like, oh yeah, there's a scene where he's on the phone and he just keeps going, Goon, Goon, Goon,
Yeah.
Goon.
I'm
just trying to laugh so hard.
And the fact that his mom gives so little of a shit about him is what easily tied Billy into being the most lonely person ever. And combining loneliness with anger is a dangerous combo. Like, that is gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, that's how mass murderers are made.
I mean, he was almost a mass murderer. He almost shot that guy.
That's just a regular murderer. It's just one guy.
Yeah. What were your thoughts on the style for that fake out murder scene?
I'm gonna be honest. It looked really goofy.
It was really goofy.
They were making like
dude,
like,
his Vinzigel's face
like,
was so hilarious.
It was like cartoon. He just got hit with a frying pan and he was like.
I know just one starting to make an edit where he makes like a boing sound effect, like like a frying pan.
I thought that the blood looked neat, but it still looked really like.
Yeah, the blood looks really cool. I think the visuals have to do with that. It really added to.
But like, I thought that was a really good scene, and like him realizing with like the scene where like the parents go to his grave and they really don't care.
Like
about
he's
him.
like thinking like, if I fucking kill myself, my parents are gonna only be there.
His parents aren't gonna care.
Yeah.
That like made him realize I shouldn't do this. I
should
just go.
To realize that
this,
Layla,
like, crazy insane girl that loves me for some reason, even though I kidnapped her. So I'm gonna go hang out with her instead.
Dude, you know what's funny too? Is that this film can sneakily be very, very hilarious. Because I'm thinking about the scene where he kidnaps Layla, and it's the most like awkward kidnapping scene ever. Like it's weirdly hilarious, despite the fact you shouldn't be laughing at it. It's just the way where. Go ahead.
Sorry. No, you were in the middle of your sentence.
I was gonna say like the way he's just like, "Hey, miss," and then like 5 seconds later he just grabs her by the fucking mouth. It's...
Honestly, no, like watching the whole movie and seeing Layla's character, I think that if he was like, "Hey, pretend to be my wife for my parents," she would have been like, "Okay."
Yeah.
Can we kiss in the mouth later or something?
Can we actually kiss if you don't mind?
Yeah.
Dude.
Also, the dad was a creep to her.
Yeah, the dad, like, so apparently, like, the actor ad-libbed where he, like, shoved his face in Christina Ricci's tits. I'm not kidding it. That's, like, actually, the actual fact. Oh. Like, that wasn't in the script.
Here's your reminder. She was 17 and he's like...
Yeah, another reminder.
He's probably dead now. Let me go look.
Do you know what? I think he's actually still alive.
Nope. 2012. He died in 2012.
Alright.
Which...
do you know what's another hilarious scene? That phone booth scene.
Phone booth scene?
We're a couple that does not touch, okay? We love each other, but we just don't... Yeah, I said photo booth. Did I say Photoshop?
Phone booth. I was like, he's not in a single phone booth the entire movie. They're just like
well, yes, he is.
payphones.
Oh yeah, payphone.
There's a booth.
Well, I thought it was booth. I thought it was booth
Oh.
boy. But yeah, that scene in the phone booth where he gets mad because Christina Ricci kissed him, that was so funny.
It's like, you know the trope where the boy has like a dog or other similar dog acting creature, and he has to get rid of it, and he has to do the whole "go on, get." Go on, you gotta get out of here, and the dog kind of
stop
like,
kissing me
and goes away. That was like that scene.
Like that's probably my favorite line in the movie. We're a couple that does not touch. Like, and Layla's reaction to that.
Also, at the bowling alley, they sit a whole 3-person gap apart from each other.
Yeah.
Like the whole time.
I wonder how many takes it took for like Vincent Gallo to get all those like bowling those strikes in a row.
Yeah, I was like, dang, he's actually good at bowling. I wonder if
dude, if I saw him in a bowling alley and he asked to like go against me, dude, I'm like not even gonna fucking try. I am so terrible at bowling.
I was like, dang, she's just bowling in heels.
She's tap dancing in heels.
Yeah, but they were like tap dancing heels, I assume. Well, no, they were only tap dancing heels for that scene.
I thought she was tap dancing in heels in the beginning. Maybe I was not.
Oh, I don't know. I thought they were doing ballet, but then in that scene she was tap dancing, so I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, the weirdest ballet.
Well, they were doing like the stretch things they do, you know?
I think one thing I could say about this is that about this movie is that sports fans are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Literally, this whole plot wouldn't have happened. Well, that's not true. Not true, but like because Billy was an idiot and like betted so much money on the Buffaloes? They were just called the Buffaloes, right?
Yeah, the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
It's the Buffalo, New York football team.
Yeah.
They're the Bills. You wouldn't call them the Buffaloes.
The Buffaloes.
It's just the location.
Yeah, and it really like adds to like a very engaging story to me, where it's like a guy who's already like mentally like deranged, just trying to get revenge over something so like pathetically small that he caused. And
he even thinks that the kicker missed on purpose.
A lot of sports fans think like that, though. Like, he's not exclusive in thinking like that. Sports fans are fucking crazy.
Sports fans.
I wouldn't say delusions. They're just all like
I'd
that.
say thinking that a kicker failed on purpose because he was paid to is like a delusion.
Dude. A lot of people fucking say it. It's crazy.
The Super Bowl kind of brought that back.
Yeah.
The script.
Dude. Have you read about how like Vincent Gallo was was like a huge asshole while filming?
Yeah, I've heard that him and Christina Ricci had some like issues.
Well, I think they had like a falling out, and like Vincent Gallo called him fat and called her fat and like a puppet, where he told her what to do and she did it, and it's like that's what directing is.
She's an actor and he's a director.
He also really fucking hates like the cinematographer he worked with, like Lance something, I forgot how it is.
I think the cinematographer saved this movie.
Saved it. Like yeah. he said that he credited himself as like the guy who came up with like all the shots and stuff like that, and that Lance added absolutely nothing to like the shots. And it's like, okay. He also blames like the actress who plays like Billy's mom. I know her name. I just don't know how to fucking pronounce it.
Hold on. Oh, I'll do that. Angelica Huston?
Yeah, Angelica Huston. He blames her for the reason that this film didn't premiere on Cannes Film Festival, when it's like, I don't think a single actor could like just have that power. I don't know. I don't know the whole rules to Cannes Film Festival because they're a bit like weird with like rules and stuff. But yeah, it is crazy to read like the behind the scenes and like how because I think like Vincent Gallo, like his original cinematographer, that wasn't Lance at the time. He the cinematographer said to him like, "Hey, I don't know if we should like shoot in this film like the way you wanted to," and he's like, You're fucking fired, buddy. I don't know what to tell you." So there was a time where he was gonna set up the cinematography for the movie, which like considering how some of these shots go, like that, I don't know how he would be able to do that. Although he did end up like shooting for his second most well-known film, Brown Bunny, so maybe he just found a way to do that more easily with his second film. I don't know. I haven't seen the Brown Bunny yet. But yeah, and it was like a last minute thing where the studios were just like, "Hey, hire a cinematographer, please." And at the time, the Lance guy, he never shot for a movie ever. Like this was his first time like shooting for a movie. He later went on to shoot for a lot of Sofia Coppola movies, most notably Lost in Translation, which I'll be seeing soon for my 2003 list. But it is crazy how he has so much beef with the actors and actresses and like people who helped make the movie.
Yeah, like
some
if
people
you're getting Christina Ricci and Chloe Sevigny like in your movies, or Sevigny, sorry.
I don't think he has beef with Chloe, mainly because I think in the end of the Brown Bunny, she like legit sucks his dick. Like it's like not like it's an
and
actual...
she's like defended that scene herself.
I mean, she's a wild actress. She like does whatever.
Yeah, well, she's mostly like a fashion person. Well, in the 90s she was, and now she's kind of back to it. But...
I'm trying to like think of other things to say about the film. How about you say something about the film, Max? Something we haven't stated before. Go ahead.
Like, why don't you say something to the class?
Well, do it, pussy.
I didn't for some reason, I didn't expect whenever he went into the strip club that all the tits would just be out.
It is immediate. Like, he just walks in and just boom, titties.
Hey, but it was diverse body shapes in there. I kind of respected it.
He's a good man. That's why he didn't shoot him. He was proud.
Yeah, he's like, wait a minute. This guy's honestly...
Oh!
But why did that guy have his shirt up, too?
He was just bored. I don't know. Why don't we talk about the ending? We haven't mentioned the ending at all.
Oh, yeah, I did like the ending, because he goes and gets her the hot chocolate, and then he gets like a heart cookie, and he gets the other guy a heart cookie for his girlfriend.
Yeah, it was so
like,
chill.
I got you.
I do love that scene too, because it's like the first scene where he's like fully doing something selfless, and like intentionally as well. Because like there's been unintentional moments like a few times where he does something selfless, but like it's really interesting to like see how like I can't fully argue that he's like a nice guy, but like during the few scenes where you could see him acting like a very generous person, it's interesting to see it cracking throughout the film until that scene in particular, where he, I know, and then he gets on the phone with Goon and just being like, like during all the other scenes where he's calling with him, he's like insulting him, like calling him a bitch, or whatever. And then like, yeah, and the biggest insult he gives for the last phone call is like, "I swear to God, I'll give you big knuckle to the head if you touch my stuff."
He's like, I'll get you good.
Like, man, Billy Brown is really pathetic. Like the most pathetic, like threatening guy ever.
Yeah, cause like he just looks like your typical like, I don't know, guy who would be in jail for something stupid.
Who would be in jail? That sick motherfucker.
A guy who would bet $10,000 on the Buffalo Bills, like.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
like he seems like a rough guy, but his character's
it's a weirdly sweet ending because because you see like few deranged people have their happy ending when it's like, oh, that's sweet. And that guy was kind of a piece of shit though. But yeah, I really find that interesting just to see how the film like slowly sets this up about how him like finally like cracking, and like I think the one scene I'm thinking about right now is before when Billy and Layla are like at the door, and they kind of sit on the porch for a bit, and like Billy's like, "Can you please hold me for a second?" And like Layla doesn't his mean like, "Please don't touch me, don't touch me." Like he immediately like snapped back after like slowly showing that he's
wait, I kidnapped you, don't do that.
Stop.
To be fair, if I like kidnapped someone for some reason and then they were like in love with me, I'd be weirded out too. I'd be like, okay, you have issues.
One thing I'll say before we can get into the conclusion, unless you have something to say about the film, I really love how the scene where he's explaining his plan to Layla, it mainly just shows Layla, her perspective, her just looking at the camera, with a few times of like outside the car. I find it to be a very interesting way to show the person receiving the information rather than just focusing on the guy giving the information. I thought that was a very interesting way Gallo directed that scene.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. And like,
go ahead.
Like how he kidnaps her, he gets to her car, and it's a stick shift and he can't drive it, so he has to make her drive.
Yeah, that's so funny to me. That's what I mean. Like this film is also really hilarious, despite being also really depressing and fucked up.
Really is. I like it.
No, I feel like some of the comment's intentional though. Like
yeah, some of it is.
Like
I just thought it looked really goofy, like the getting shot scene.
Yeah. Okay, that probably wasn't meant to be funny. But
whenever he makes her get out to clean the windshield, I'm just thinking, girl, run! You could totally make it. He's in the car.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to drive. Like you could just go. But she's like, okay, let me clean this car real quick.
Why did she have a dirty ass windshield though? That's my question.
Yeah, it was like somebody just like spit all over it and let it dry.
Maybe that's what they did. Like Vince and Gallo and this crew just spat all over this car and we're like, okay, let's start the show. Just that alone. You want to get into the conclusion? If you have nothing else to say.
I feel like I had something else and then it left me. Oh, it was so weird that he had this like crush on a girl forever, and then he gets like this fake wife and he names her after the girl.
Yeah. But
the girl was a weirdo too, so it's like, okay.
Yeah. Again, perfect match. Billy just attracts weirdos. Girls stink.
I never wanted a girlfriend because girls stink and I don't like them.
Hey, and says that at a Denny's, by the way.
Yeah, dude, it was like the oldest Denny's known to man happened in the 90s.
Yeah, like Denny's actually looked like a decent place.
It was like
to
entirely made of wood.
I have nothing else to say. Do you?
No, that's about it.
Alright, we are done with the spoilers. Let's get into our conclusion. Overall, this film was a very interesting experience. Not everything about it worked. There's definitely moments of like weird style choices, and like there was the bathroom scene I didn't mention, but like the bathroom scene is like easily the worst scene in the movie. It's like the only time where I feel like Vincent Gallo is just like sucking his own dick in the script. Anyhow, like it's definitely a messy movie, but that's also what makes it so weirdly endearing. Like it's rocky, but it's also like so fascinating by the concept and the characters and like how it explores grief and loneliness. I can't say that this is a perfect movie, But it's definitely one that I think I could easily revisit too if I wanted to. Do you have anything else you like?
It gave me the vibes of like being on vacation with your parents and they start fighting. And it's really awkward.
Trauma. It gave me trauma.
Yeah, it gave me trauma the way he just stares at the camera all the time.
I have PTSD now, thanks a lot, Vincent Gallo. Fucking bitch.
He's like a live action, the Strangler from SpongeBob.
Okay.
I've been looking. Wait, no, that's the chocolate guy.
That's the chocolate? Oh, the chocolate
I've been
guy.
looking for you boys all day.
Overall, I would probably give this film a high 7 out of 10. Could probably, most likely, will be an 8 on a rewatch, but I'm gonna say 7 for now.
I'd give it like a 6.
I had a feeling you're gonna say 6. Not a bad thing, though. Alright, that's all for Buffalo 66. Let's get into our next film, The Fox and the Hound. Since this was your pick, Mac, why don't you take it away?
The Fox and the Hound is like, no, there's a fox and there's a hound. And guess what, guys? They get into some wacky situations. Just kidding,
Okay.
this movie's kind of dark. It's
Kinda.
just a little smidgen. Basically, you have Todd the fox, and you have Copper the foxhound, and they're best friends. But it's like a Romeo and Juliet situation where their families just don't allow it, you know? No. Romeo and Juliet, if there wasn't a weird age gap and they were besties. And they didn't kill themselves.
Fuck.
So
the
really
weirdest comparison.
only one thing to compare.
But they had a forbidden friendship, and even then it's not
Yeah,
the same as Romeo and Juliet.
Friendship. And they're both boys.
Okay, this analogy does not work at all.
Sorry.
It's okay.
In the next episode, you have a new guest. Or you have like a new, you replace me.
What do you... Okay.
Like, you could not explain movie plots. You're out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. I literally stutter every time I speak, and I still did it better than you, liberal.
Sorry.
I guess we can make that the plot synopsis, I'm sure.
Yeah. Basically, this is it's the only Disney animated movie with an anti-hero character. And
yeah,
Mr. Slade does it very well. Amos Slade is the hunter.
Yee. Well, why don't you get into some thoughts, Matt, about the movie?
I think it might just be one of the best Disney movies ever.
Ooh.
Yeah. It only has a 75. Wait a minute. This is crazy.
What is crazy?
It has 75 on Rotten Tomatoes. And Buffalo 66 had a 77. So they're like really close scores. That's crazy.
They're the same movie, basically. I don't know what to tell you.
Basically the same. Copper is Billy Brown if you think about it.
Vincent Gallo watched The Fox and the Hound and was just like, okay, I know what I gotta do.
Oh yeah, because The Fox and the Hound came out quite a bit before.
20 years prior, I think.
Yeah.
This was released in the 70s, I'm pretty sure.
81.
81? Okay.
Yeah. And Buffalo 66 was in 98.
1998, yep.
Yeah.
Kurt
Russell is Copper. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Adult Copper. Corey Feldman is young Copper.
I thought this film was pretty solid. I didn't exactly love it in the sense that you would, but I did definitely recognize why people consider this some of their one of their favorite Disney films. It definitely has a unique premise compared to most Disney films, mainly because it's watching a friendship get really extremely tested by people around them, which you don't normally see in a Disney movie. It's either about like princesses trying to find love or whatever, or I mean, there are some Disney movies out there that have really good plots, but like the Fox and the Hound definitely has like one where I could see like another studio thinking like, fuck, why didn't we think of that before?
Why didn't we think of converting this like a very dark book into a
yeah, you told me about that. We'll get into that later. Like,
everybody.
But guys, if you don't know, like the book is fucking like dark as hell, and they were just like, let's adapt this into a kids movie.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna drop a link to you that I want to be in the description of this video. It's a YouTube video about the Fox and the Hound. If anybody wants to watch it, it's about how Amos Slade is the best Disney anti-villain, which I think he meant anti-hero because the anti-villain's not really a thing. But
okay, I'll link it if you want to watch it. I found the interesting, and I was gonna say it backwards. I found the animation to be interesting because you could definitely tell that at some points the team was a bit worked a little bit too hard. There's definitely moments of inconsistency in the animation, but it's not like a massive deal. It still looks pretty good.
Yeah, but there are some moments where the line art is like gray on some characters, and it looks a little weird.
I'm thinking about like the scene. Well, it's a spoiler scene, so I won't say it, but like
it's a few scenes towards the end of the movie.
Yeah, they like really like it's not like a huge issue. It just happens a few times, but I did notice that. I was like, huh.
But I'm pretty sure I know the reason, but we'll get into that in the spoiler section.
I feel like I did read into stuff about it too. I feel like I know what you're talking about, but
and I told you guys after we get to a certain part.
Anyhow, yeah, I forgot. What are your thoughts on the story?
I think the story is like super good, cause it's like, I don't know. The main story is I guess that like sometimes friendships can just grow apart and there's nothing you can do, and that's okay. You don't have to like hate each other.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the more like mature messages I've seen in a Disney movie.
Yeah, I don't think I really got that as like a 6-year-old when I was obsessed with this movie, but maybe that's why I liked the
You're just
second
obsessed
one more
with
as a
the
kid.
Best of Friends song.
Yeah. And Big Mama. I love Big Mama.
Big Mama is cool as hell. I guess I should say though, like, besides those few inconsistencies, the animation to this film is really great. It really highlights the weather in particular. Like, there's a lot of really good like nature you see in this movie. It all looks really beautiful. Like, I'm thinking like the fall and spring and the winter. Even the winter looks beautiful despite the fact it's all white.
Yeah, and something that kind of like, I don't know, Disney kind of took a break on this and now they're trying to get back into it, but this The Fox and the Hound has a lot of like show don't tell, especially in the characters' like facial expressions. Like they have a lot of emotion in their faces, which is something I don't know, Disney kind of took a break of that. Specifically with women characters, but now, hey, they're back a little bit, maybe. Sometimes.
Every once in a while.
They were back for Turning Red, and then
well, that's Pixar.
That's about it. Yeah, that's Pixar.
I do really, really love how this film explores Todd and Cooper start to fall apart. I really love how the film explores it.
Yeah.
Because it's really interesting to see how it evolves. To not get into anything like heavily spoilery, how it kind of starts with like them getting rocky, and then it gets to like really, really bad, like at the worst.
Yeah. But in all just, like the rocky, intense moments, you can still see on their faces that they don't want to like hurt each other, and they want
to. They don't show it good enough. Fucking hell. We'll get into that later. I said I'll get into it later. Don't rush me.
Oh, another thing with the animation. The animation is really great, but so is the music. I love the music in this.
The music is pretty nice. It's very
it's a little too loud, but yeah. I like the intro specifically.
Oh yeah, the intro is great.
Scene I liked a lot. It really sets the tone for the rest.
Yeah.
It's like a Bambi type deal, you know? Well, it's exactly that.
Yep. Bambi, but if it was more like Jesus Christ. We should honestly bring back just showing like the most like crazy like deaths and like kids.
We should bring back moms dying in Disney movies.
Yeah.
But it
all went downhill after they stopped killing moms.
Yeah. Look, I'm telling you, I know it's Pixar. I'm pretty sure. But if Inside Out 2 doesn't feature Riley's mom just getting shot to death, I'm not watching it. What's gonna happen?
Her getting gunned down.
They live in California.
Oh yeah, there's probably guns.
That's true. Cause they live in shoot, what's it called? Like the worst place to live in California.
Los Angeles?
No, well, that is not a good place, but no. Hold on. San Francisco.
San Francisco, yeah.
Yeah. Where rent is so high that you can make six figures and live in a car.
You literally like saw your leg off.
Yeah. Saw your leg off for like a McDonald's Happy Meal, yeah.
McDonald's Happy Meal, that's what you have to do in order to get it.
After you get back from your
I hope you don't have more than one kid. Fucking hell.
No, it's for yourself. It's all you can afford. No,
what?
You should get the dollar menu.
I was gonna say, at that point, go for the dollar menu.
You need the toy to have your like ounce of joy for the
what is this fucking conversation going about? We're talking about the Fox and Hound, and then we're talking about like sawing your leg off
San
for a Happy
Francisco
Meal.
is a dangerous place.
Yeah, honestly, this place looks kind of dangerous as well because like I feel like if you moved here, like the people would just
I think if
you.
Amos wasn't just hunting all the time, then I think it would be a very beautiful, nice place.
Oh, I love the dynamic between Amos and
Widow Tweed. Yeah. There's two humans in this movie. Widow Tweed, who this is how I should have explained it at the start. Well, Widow Tweed is a widow, obviously. She lives on a farm by herself, and then she adopts Todd because he's an orphan little fox baby. And then Amos Slade is a hunter who like hunts for like fur purposes. He's like in the fur trade, and he has his two dogs. He's got Chief, who's an Irish wolfhound. He's like a sight hound. He doesn't have a good nose. And then he's got Copper, who's like a foxhound.
Yeah.
He's not any breed in particular. He's kind of like.
He's just there.
He's just a hound in general. He's kind of mix a few.
He's the hound. I don't know how to tell you.
Because at first you're like, okay, so he's a beagle, and then he goes up and you're like, okay, so not a beagle.
I guess before we get into spoilers, because I do want to elaborate this on a bit more in the spoiler section, but to get into my main criticism of the film, and as to why I don't consider myself like the hugest fan of this movie. I still like it, but I don't like consider it one of the best Disney movies, as some people say. I think for what the story is going for, I don't think the friendship is as explored as it should be. I'll get into it.
Yeah, whenever I was a kid, I felt like the friendship was more explored, and then I watched it with you guys, and I was like, huh, it's really not.
Yeah. I'll get into it later, but I'll just say for now, I think in order for this film to really, really work, I feel like like showing like a month or two passing of them like just hanging out or whatever instead of just like 3 days would have
What's like
easily.
implied time a lot of the times.
Well, I don't really think they made it that clear, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, besides that, I don't have a lot to say that isn't spoiler related, unless you want to say something else.
No. But I imagine, well, this movie is an hour and 23 minutes long, which
Yeah.
it's like hand drawn animation. So I imagine it's like
They don't want to kill the animators. Is what you're implying?
yeah, because like the longest animation in history so far is like a couple minutes over like 2 hours, right? And that record was broken like last year. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of a different league though, because Across the Spider-Verse is like
it's
CGI.
Not hand-drawn. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm not saying like it's not difficult to do with CGI, but it's definitely a lot easier.
Yeah, because you can reuse pieces easier.
Yeah.
With digital animation.
Like doing like a long movie hand drawn, like you're gonna fucking kill yourself. Like you're gonna like develop like I don't know what the term is. I was gonna say
develop
but
like
that wouldn't work.
arthritis and stuff.
Yeah, arthritis. That's what it is.
And carpal tunnel.
You want to get into spoilers?
Yeah.
All right, fellas, we're gonna be spoiling The Fox and the Hound now. If you haven't seen this movie, just skip to this timeline right now in order to skip spoilers to The Fox and the Hound. Don't ask why I'm pronouncing it like that. I just feel like it. 3, 2, 1, go! Get into spoilers, boy.
Now we're gonna spoil the movie that came out like 40.
I still feel like it's warranted though, because like.
Yeah, because I watched it with you and 2 other people, and I was two other people, and I was the only one that had seen it.
I never saw it as a kid.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It wasn't a big hit in Pennsylvania, I guess.
What? Okay. To elaborate a bit more on my main issue with the film, so the whole point of the film is showing how like, despite how like high their friendship went, the lows and the conclusion of it, I feel like like during like the scene where they're fighting at the end, like they're fighting each other, growling and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that scene could have been perfect. It could have been like a perfect scene if I felt like their friendship was so explored to the point where like I saw like they were really close with each other, like they really enjoyed spending time with each other. But as it is in this movie alone, because there is like a sequel to this movie that takes in between that for some reason.
Yeah, if you watch the sequel, you get to see how they also drift apart from each other and then become friends again. Oh yeah, yeah. So basically, if you want spoilers for The Fox and the Hound 2, which came out in like 2008, by the way. So, yeah, 3 decades after.
This was during where they just wanted to shit out any sequel, really.
Yeah. Like, why did we need Pocahontas 2? That is the worst movie ever made. Not the worst movie ever made, but it's up there. And I don't like the regular Pocahontas movie, but
I feel like most normal people don't like Pocahontas.
That's not
like the movie, not the person.
It's my best friend's favorite movie, man.
That's just a wild claim.
It's not for me. Except for the music. The music's great in Pocahontas, but the music is so good, and the animation, but it's just kind of boring.
Well, okay. What were you gonna say about The Fox and the Hound 2? You're getting sidetracked.
Oh, The Fox and the Hound 2. The plot synopsis for that one is, I can't remember exactly how, But Copper, the dog, gets loose from his collar, and he ends up at like the fair, or he ends up with this like traveling stray dog band, like stray dogs that sing, but it's like barks and howls. And he starts like performing with them at like fairs and stuff. And then he's like, "Wait a minute, I shouldn't just abandon my best friend. I gotta go back and hang out with him." And then he goes back home.
You can't do both. You can't do both at all.
Oh, he was being like really rude. He's like Copper, or not Copper. He's like, Todd, I can't hang out with you.
Himself.
I have the band.
I'm with the boys, Copper. Fuck off, Todd. Oh god, I'm doing it too.
Yeah. Fun fact: Todd is a male fox, so.
Yeah.
That's why he's named that.
Okay. Okay. One thing I want to say about the animation I really like in particular with the final act, I love how this film, unlike most other Disney movies, Disney animated films, it wasn't afraid to like look hideous to an extent.
Yeah, like that bear. Oh wow.
And like the facial expressions that the dog and the fox were making when they were like in that fight, like it's not like it's like the most ugly thing out there, but it really, I love how they were able to be like, okay, let's be realistic, let's actually show them like getting fucking furious, like they want to kill each other.
I think this movie might have had like the best team of animators at Disney.
Yeah. Is that what you want to get into now, like the whole animators thing?
Oh yeah, we can get into that now. Okay, so towards it's like halfway point, maybe a little later. There's a scene where Todd is being chased by the dogs and the hunter, Amos. Yeah. And he has Chief, the older dog, chasing him. And he leads him on the train tracks.
And he gets hit by a fucking train.
Yeah, he lets Chief get hit by a train, tumble down the rocks into the water
below. His dumbass was just chilling. Just chilling on there.
And he lives, and he only has a broken leg for that. He was supposed to die originally, and a lot of animators in this movie were like, this is kind of ruining the art of this film for him to live, and they left. So that's my guess as to why sometimes the line art is like weird and gray and like thick.
I can see that. It's
because they had fewer animators, so maybe some things got through.
Yeah. I remember there was like trivia on it. Like it was like a specific animator. I don't fully remember the name right now. Like the producers were like, "But it's a fucking kids movie," and it's like, and the animators are like, "It makes no fucking sense for him to live getting hit by a train." And then the animator's right, like, if you got hit by a train, you're not living through that shit. You're fucking dying.
I remember as a kid being devastated that he just died in front of my eyes, and then like you see him bobbling around on like.
And then you're like, "Let's go!"
Broken leg, and you're like, "Oh, he's here. Thank you." So I get it. But I just thought it was really funny. They were like, "This is ruining the artistic integrity of this children's movie."
And it's funny too because they're adapting like the darkest like story ever.
Yeah, so you gotta keep some of the darkness, but I guess like their one bit of darkness was like the bear part and like the mom getting implied shot off screen at the beginning.
Yeah, well, she definitely got shot. It wasn't but you want to talk about how everybody dies in the book, Mac, since we're in spoilers?
Oh yeah, everybody dies in the book. Copper runs Todd to exhaustion, so Todd dies. Also, Todd has two separate, like, families.
And they all die.
Like, he has a family, that one dies. And then he gets another family, and then, or like another, like, wife or whatever, and then she dies. Chief does die. I think at the train scene, or maybe it's the bear attack.
Who knows?
Copper gets old, and so is the hunter, and like
and the hunter just shoots him.
The main theme of the book isn't really friendship of the main characters and have fun. It's more man versus wild, with wild being the hunter and man being like,
the prey. Or the bait.
Man being like the development of land to make like more like developed cities. Because his house is like the only house left, and then it's bought from him. And he has to move into like a retirement home, and he can't bring the dog. He can't bring Copper. And
so he's just like,
old, so he shoots Copper. And then he lives out his days at the retirement home until he dies.
It's
Man
legit
wins in the end.
Speaking of another thing that was really funny animation-wise was whenever Todd was like getting into like his love interest, and how they were like animating his facial expressions.
Oh yeah, he was so silly. He's like, he totally fumbled the bag. Like she was so into him, and he fumbled it, and Big Mama had to save it. She's like, please give me
stop being a Sigma. Go talk to the fox lady.
You just fumbled the hottest girl you'll ever find in your life.
Yeah. And meanwhile, those two birds are still trying to find that caterpillar.
Yeah.
That was like the most weird B plot ever.
Well, you know, it's for the kids.
It's for the kids, as like the dog gets hit by a tree.
While we're watching the dog die, the kids are like, "Oh, I wonder when the worm will be back."
It's a caterpillar. Well, it.
Oh yeah, because then it turns into a butterfly at the end.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Yeah. You ever? We're literally on spoilers. What are you talking about?
If that was the one thing you cared about, not being spoiled.
Don't care about the dog getting hit by the train track. Getting spoiled over a caterpillar.
There's a little yellow finch, and he's got like a New Yorker, like a mafia accent for some reason. And then there's a woodpecker. He's got like a dopey, silly accent. Yeah. Don't they like sleep together?
Maybe. They probably do. Like, I imagine they probably don't have much else to go to.
I feel like Big Mama has to provide all of their meals, because they just can't.
She looks like she would make a good-ass meal despite being a bird. Or owl, bruh. Oh!
An owl is a bird.
No, it's not. It's not.
Okay.
It's a dolphin.
I would not trust her with any other animal if she was a dolphin.
It's a racist.
She'd like kill Todd as a baby for fun. She's like, "Oh, you poor thing, your mom just got
rips him in half.
She'd just leave him there. That's what my dog did with my papa's chickens.
Oh, okay. I just remembered one thing to say. I remember one specific scene where the animation was a bit weird. Was the scene where the widow was taking the fox to live in the woods, and they were in the car. That was when I was like, okay, what's going on here? Did you know that Don Bluth and Tim Burton work on this movie?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they were like animators for it. Apparently, like it was hell for Tim Burton and Don Bluth. He like left the project.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have, out of all the people, I wouldn't have expected Tim Burton to be.
Honestly, yeah. There's not. It's rare whenever you watch like something that it somewhat involves Tim Burton and not. Like this is the most un-Tim Burton thing you'll ever watch.
Yeah.
That he helped have.
Well,
He's somewhat helped.
Copper has big eyes, so. Yeah.
Although they might just pull The Nightmare Before Christmas and just like say that he did it, despite the fact that he didn't do a whole lot. I still don't get why they call it Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. He like produced it, like that's all he did.
It's like, okay, he put the money in it, so we can put his name on it.
But and you don't want to highlight the guy who made Coraline. Like what the fuck?
Shout out Neil Gaiman that wrote the Coraline book. He's a real one for that.
If you're watching this video right now, shout out to you.
Dude, the book is so much better. I know it's really cliche to just say this for any book and movie, but the book really is just so much better.
I love the book more to Kill the Mockingbird than the movie.
Yeah, I didn't really like the movie.
I actually never watched the movie before.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to though. I wanted to, but then COVID happened.
Yeah. But yeah. You know the most annoying character of the whole movie of Coraline, which is Wybie, that weird dude that she hung out with like the trench coat.
Yeah.
He's not in the book, cause why would he be?
Why the fuck would he be?
Why did they have this guy?
Get him out, kill him.
He's there as like a goofy side character, and he really doesn't do anything. I think he tells her where the well is, but she figured it out on her own in the book because she's a girl boss.
I don't fucking need you.
Yeah, he really wasn't needed because Caroline Jones is a girl boss. She just needs her and her cat, and she can get stuff done. Yeah.
I feel like we talked more about random other shit than with the Fox and the Hound. Like I feel like we talked more about like random shit than with the actual Fox and the Hound.
So like, the big fight scene is so intense and it's so good. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
There's a point where Todd and his like fox girlfriend Vixie like jump through fire.
Yeah.
Because Amos, he's throwing caution to the wind. He doesn't care anymore. He's hunting in a nature preserve.
I'm getting the fuck out of here no matter what.
He's like, I need this thing dead tonight.
Yeah, the hunter was like so determined to kill the fox, and then like he couldn't even get that because Cooper was like, "Don't shoot my best friend."
The real message of the story is don't let senseless anger cloud your judgment. You know, I think that's a good message.
It's about killing foxes. Kill every fox you see.
Kill every fox you see. And sell their fur for high prices.
$2.
I'm doing 2 per square inch. I think that's a good. How many inches of fox fur is there?
I don't know, dude. I'm not a fat kid.
But yeah, there's a part where they're in their burrow. Amos sets one end on fire, and then the other end he has his dogs waiting. So their only option is to run through the fire.
Yeah.
And they just do it because they're cool like that.
But I thought only Copper was there. Like I don't think it was like his dog.
Oh yeah, it was just Copper because
he was Cliff was still recovering. He was still recovering from getting hit by a fucking train.
Yeah, he's kind of down and out. And then the bear, which is like crazy, and he looks so like cool and scary, and he's just like his teeth are bared, and you can see all of his like gums, and his eyes are red, and he's like, wow.
I feel like we've already talked about this.
I just love the bear. Compare that to one of my other favorite Disney movies, Brother Bear.
Yeah, you
It's also has a lot of bear fights, man. And it's like completely different vibes.
It also has a lot of bear fights. There's only one bear fight in this movie.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying that there are bear fights. No. Brother Bear has lots of bear fights.
Editor, don't cut this out, Maxwell.
Why would I cut this out if I'm telling the truth?
I feel like you just want to paint yourself as the perfect person. Do you want to get into the conclusion?
Yeah. Viewers at home, go watch Brother Bear. Go watch Fox and the Hound. Go watch Home on the Range.
We are officially done with spoilers now. It feels like we did talk a lot of spoiler stuff, despite how long that went. Overall, I do enjoy this movie. It's not exactly like what I would consider like a hey movie I would recommend to everybody, but for what it's worth, it's a movie with nice animation, a very interesting dynamic and message. I think the story could have been a lot better for what it's going for, and it definitely has a couple moments of like weird story issues that even don't go. Just the fact, like, I wish that the friendship was explored more. But overall, this was a pretty solid Disney movie. Go ahead, Matt. You got anything you'd like to say?
I think this is the best Disney non-Pixar movie.
Ooh.
And I think that it's really good, and I love it. Actually, I'd have to look at what all Disney movies there are, but I'm pretty sure this is top.
I am going to also give this film a 7 out of 10, but it's a more direct 7 out of 10. I'm more confident that than with Buffalo 66.
That's fair. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10.
Look at that. I missed a high score. Missed a high score. I missed Gen Review, sorry.
This is catastrophic. I will never recover.
Anyhow,
also, I was wrong. Fox and the Hound 2 came out in 2006. My bad, not 2008.
That's what I said.
Oh, I said 2008 earlier.
Yeah. Let's get in. We are officially done with the movie discussion. We talked about both a kids movie, Buffalo 66, and the movie for adults, The Fox and the Hound. Let's get into let's ask some questions, Mac. You and I.
Cue up your next Oscar joke where you introduce the animation category by saying kids love animation and it's for children.
And then giving it to a movie that features blood and death. Actual.
I want to see this character's throat ripped out live on screen animated, and then the movie wins an Oscar. That should happen.
Someone murdered Jimmy Kimmel in animation.
In Family Guy.
Family Guy, please. Seth MacFarlane, you can do
in Family Guy
really
movie.
Funny. Funny you were talking about animation because it kind of ties into my question. I was gonna say, what is a voice acting performance that has really stuck with you?
Like, in an animation specifically?
It could be any voice acting performance, really.
Oh shoot! I just need to look up a list of animated movies and look at them. No wait, let me go to my Letterboxd. Ooh.
Look at my Letterboxd.
My best of all time.
You haven't updated your Letterboxd in months, so.
I have like.
You go outside. I don't like it.
I have like schoolwork to upgrade, so I can graduate and never look at a college class again.
Nice.
For the rest of my days.
I'm trying to fully think of my answer. There's a lot of ones I can really
There's
think
so many movies.
Me when I'm trying to pick a movie to watch.
Me when I think of movies. Oh, well, he does voice, but he mainly just does the sound design. Oh man, I'll keep that one in my back pocket.
Okay. I'm trying to fully think. I'm thinking of Mimi's, whoever plays Mimi in Perfect Blue. I'm talking sub, by the way. I'm not talking about dub, in case anyone was wondering.
Okay, so like the original Japanese.
Yeah, the original Japanese. Junko Iwo, I think that's how you pronounce it.
Junko Iwo?
Yeah, Junko Iwo. Johnny.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to see like Junko in like, cause like in America you see like the first part and you're like Junk. Oh.
Junk.
It's
Junko. Like, but yeah, she does an incredible job in Perfect Blue. Like she like screams a lot in that movie, and it feels so fucking real. Like she's downright just getting attacked in like the studio set, and Satoshi Kon's like, keep that shit in, keep it in.
Someone actually just attacked her in the studio.
Just beat the shit out of her.
You're like, wait, this is good.
Do you have an answer?
There's so many things. This is hard.
Well, if you can't
I watch like a lot of animated stuff. I'm trying to pick like a really good one. Yeah, it's because I'm 4 years old and animation is for children.
Yeah. Yep. No disagreements there.
And, you know, animation, it gives us that sense of childlike wonder. Anyway, the Oscar goes to Sausage Party. Or something like that.
Seth MacFarlane and Sausage Party is your answer.
Yeah, I think Seth MacFarlane and everything he's ever done. Seth MacFarlane playing that little mouse in Sync.
Oddly specific.
Honestly, I think that Lois Griffin's voice actor is really great.
Alright.
that scene where she screams, she's like,
because Peter Griffin's eating out her mom.
Yeah, well, I wasn't gonna give the context, but yeah.
I'm pretty sure most people know the context at this point.
Yeah.
Alright, so Lois Griffin is your answer?
Okay, so I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen a lot of, like, clips, and I had to say that, what is the guy's name? Hold on. He's, like, so famous.
I want to be famous. I hope it's like Chris Evans. It's like a very easy name to say.
It's not Chris Evans, but it's also very easy. Robert Pattinson and The Boy and the Heron.
Oh yeah, your mother.
Like, how did that come out of him? That's crazy. I say it as if he's not a grown 37-year-old man.
As if he's not been doing this shit for a while. I don't think he's actually voice acted a lot.
His usual voice isn't. I don't think so. Let me look.
So that's gonna be your answer. Robert Pattinson and The Boy and the Heroine. Yep.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson and The Boy and the Heron.
Alright.
I haven't seen it, but I've seen like clips, and I'm like, wow, that he did a good job.
Once I get to digital release, I know you and Robbie are gonna be watching that ASAP.
ASAP.
Fuck up, Benji girl. Give me your question right now. Lay it on me on the table.
Man. I was about to ask one that I knew. I would know what your answer is, though. Because you already said it for your voice actor pick. I was gonna say what's your favorite, like, Japanese, like, movie. Well, there's more than just...
I was gonna say, there's more than just Perfect Blue.
I was thinking, like, anime stuff, and I was like, wait, no, there's live action you could watch.
Yeah. Only just fucking,
I only know anime.
Only anime? So
what's the best,
your...
like, non-voice acting performance? What's the best actor? Who's your favorite actor?
Who's my favorite actor? That is tough. Man, that is actually really tough.
That is really hard. I think that might be too hard.
Because there's a lot of actors that really go out of their way to give like such a fucking incredible performance.
Like, what's an actor that like hasn't really been in much stuff, but you think that they're really great and that they should be in more stuff?
Probably the main actor in Oldboy. I can't fully remember his name. He's mostly been in like stuff that like just South Korea stuff. Soyman, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not too sure. Yeah, he's not been a whole lot of like well-known stuff, but like I've only seen one movie of his, but he gave like one of the best performances I've ever seen ever. So give him more movies. Give him an Oscar. He probably deserves it more than like fucking I don't know. Like I think it was like Sean Penn who won like best actor of that year. Like you could easily give it to him instead. What about you?
It's just kind of like a 50-50 for like for me. Okay. I'd say Nikki Jones, voice actor of Chowder from the Chowder TV show. He's like so good in that, and he's like a kid. But
take the moon.
I'd say it's probably for the best that he didn't have many roles because he was a child actor. So it's probably best that he got out of that scene.
Yeah, he did get.
He did such a good job in Chowder.
He was great.
He's in other things. He's in Bambi too.
Really?
And that's about it. Yeah.
That's all they did. After
a couple,
that, they got rid
Dennis the Menace animated things, and then some like romance movie.
Alright. What was your other 50?
Oh, I meant like a 50-50 on if he should. Like, I want more stuff. That like, yeah, he was a child actor, so I'm glad he got out of that.
So it's for the best, but
yeah, he's on Cartoon Network, so he's probably safer than some.
Yeah, luckily he didn't work for Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Alright. I guess we can just get into the next film picks. If you want to leave us some questions for next episode, go ahead and comment. If you feel like it, you don't have to if you don't want to, but let's get into our next film picks. So, do you have yours in mind?
I have them on my old phone and it's dead, so I'm quickly like trying to charge it. But
okay. So I have two in mind.
Okay.
And I'm semi letting you influence it.
Okay.
So these are two films. They are from the same director, and I can either pick the film I have seen of their career or the one I haven't seen. Which one do you want me to pick? Haven't seen. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go with a film called Shang King Express, released in 1994, directed by Wong Kar-wai. This is probably his most well-known film besides In the Mood for Love, which is what I would have picked if you asked me to pick the film that I have seen. But
interesting.
Yeah, Shang King Express. Never seen it before. I've heard some people say this is his best film, so I'm interested in checking it out. In the meantime, we're having Matt charging phone funny moments.
I'm. Here is my list. Okay.
There we go. We got it.
No, Samsung Notes. Why?
God damn it, Samsung.
Okay, so do you want... Okay.
Go ahead.
I have a few picks here.
You like you?
Okay, so I'll ask you a question and I'll have you pick. Do you want another animated? I will say it's not typical animation. Or do you want something more classic?
What do you mean more classic? Like it's an old movie?
To us.
Say that again?
Is it to us?
It is to us.
It's not that old, actually.
How about we go with the animated? Let's keep the theme.
I love dogs.
Yeah, that's what I...
The other one was Bridge to Terabithia. I didn't really know how to describe that, besides like classic. It's like a childhood movie.
That's fair. Okay, so
I've seen both.
For you.
Well, I've seen half of Bridge to Terabithia because my DVD as a kid was scratched right after like a very important part of the movie, so I just never knew how it did.
And this leads to a special announcement I'm gonna make. Everyone, get seated up. For our next episode, we are gonna have a special guest. Whoa!
Whoa! I didn't even
clap
know
your
this
hands.
Maybe I didn't.
You did know. Yeah, I was gonna say you did know. I told you.
It's been a long couple weeks.
Fair. And sometimes that happens. We're gonna have a good friend of mine, Alex.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Alex Hennen. He is the famous filmmaker who's made The Doll, featuring moi. Anyhow, so because of this, I asked him to submit a film for his pick. I told him to do a top 3, just in case. Let's say his top 2 was Shahung, King Express, and Isle of Dogs. Just in case that was somehow just to have the number 3, just in case. But we didn't list his number 1 pick, so I'm gonna say it right now. For his pick, the special movie we're gonna be watching is the OG Godzilla film, 1954. So
there's a pick for me to watch with Robbie.
That's what I was telling Robbie.
I'll make him watch Isle of Dogs too.
I was telling Robbie that there's gonna be a film pick for episode 6 that Mac's gonna make you watch. And it's
gonna be more like him making me watch it. It could be real.
There.
This guy loves Godzilla.
So yeah, for our next podcast episode, we have Shahung Kim Express, Godzilla 1954, the original, and Isle of Dogs. I'm excited for this. I haven't seen any of these films, but Isle of Dogs has been a film I've been needing to see for years.
I watched Isle of Dogs, and I think that it does a really interesting thing.
Okay. Kind of vague,
the
but
language in the movie.
All I know is the sushi scene. That's all I know about it.
I don't even remember what it was, because I watched this movie when it came out.
Fair. I haven't seen a lot of Western. I think I've seen 3 of those, so I'll officially see a 4th film of his. I need to watch The Grand Budapest Hotel. I still haven't seen that yet.
Oh yeah, me too. And that new one that you watched.
Asteroid City?
Yeah.
I will say that I would recommend watching a bit more of Wes Anderson before that, because it is a very, very, I don't know how to describe it, very, it doesn't directly, tell you what the hell is going on. It's very vague.
I can't wait to watch yours. I don't remember what the name was, but you'll DM it to me, so.
Alright, well, I can say we can probably end the episode here. Thank you all for watching. This was a pretty good time. We have broken the record already for the longest recorded episode without even trying.
Oh, we have?
Yeah. At least, it's not by much, though.
Yeah, especially they're all about this length.
But this was pretty fun. I enjoyed the films we talked about, even if they are very vastly different.
That's the fun of it.
Yeah. But next time we're going to be talking about 3 movies, so get excited, I guess. I don't know.
We're going to break our record.
Next episode. Stay like that. Next episode, yeah.
Every episode gets longer every time.
Well, the next episode is definitely going to be at least 2 hours or something.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. This was cool. You have anything you'd like to say, Matt?
No, check out the video in the description if you're interested, because I think it's really cool.
I
don't think he's a big creator. He's bigger than us. But...
That'd be really funny if I just forgot.
If you forget, I'll put it in the comments. And
Please watch it.
And then you can pin my comment.
No. Absolutely not.
I'm no respect in this podcast, because I'm a woman.
Fuck off. Feminist.
Well, you know this podcast where it's a bunch of dude bro guys, and then they bring on women to talk,
to argue
and they
with,
just
yeah.
They just argue with them and shut them down the whole time. And it's girl, why are you going on here? They don't respect you.
Alright. Well, this was cool. We'll see you guys in a month from now, probably.
Yeah.
Adios.
Bye.